Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In the journey of survival in the wild, there are moments when a person must face the most primal fears, the darkness of the deep forest. Strange sounds echoing through the night, and especially the presence of aggressive wild boars lurking around a shelter. Today, I'm taking you on a brand new adventure. Building an underground survival shelter with sharpened stakes to protect against dangerous wild boars. This is not just a simple place to sleep for the night. It is the result of observation, experience, and patience while working alone in the depths of the forest, where even the smallest sound can signal danger. From the very beginning, choosing the location for digging the shelter becomes a serious challenge. The ground must be high enough to avoid flooding in the rain, yet hidden enough to keep animals from noticing. Around the site, fresh wild boar tracks remain pressed into the damp soil, reminding us that this place is far from as peaceful as it appears. Once the right location is found, the digging begins. Each strike into the earth slowly removes layers of soil, forming a space deep enough to shield the body from cold wind and the gaze of predators. Digging underground not only provides natural insulation but also helps reduce human scent escaping outside, an essential factor when surviving near wild boars. With only a strange scent, they can become aggressive and attack at any moment. The most distinctive feature of today's shelter is the defensive ring of sharpened stakes. Strong wooden poles are carved to points and planted at calculated angles around the entrance. The goal is not to hunt, but to create a natural barrier that prevents wild boars from charging straight in. In the wilderness, smart defense is always more important than direct confrontation. A well-designed structure can keep you safe through the night without wasting energy on a fight. As the frame is built and the roof reinforced with logs and covered in leaves for camouflage, everything happens in the quiet of the late afternoon forest. Sunlight fades behind tall trees, temperatures drop quickly, and a long night approaches, when animals become most active. Every step must be fast yet secure, because even a small mistake could collapse the entire effort when rain falls or a large animal passes nearby. When the structure is complete, the inside of the shelter slowly becomes a true survival space. A thick layer of dry leaves is spread across the floor for insulation. A small fire corner is carefully arranged so smoke escapes through a hidden vent, preventing the location from being revealed. In the darkness of the deep forest, even a tiny flame can bring an indescribable sense of safety, proof that humans can still endure within harsh nature. But survival is not only about building shelter. It is also a psychological battle against loneliness and fear. When night fully falls, the sounds of insects, rustling leaves, and sometimes the heavy footsteps of wild boars in the distance create an atmosphere so tense it feels suffocating. In those moments, the value of a carefully prepared underground shelter becomes truly clear. The sharpened stakes outside are not only a physical barrier but a fragile boundary between safety and danger. Even a light impact against the wooden ring can make your heart race and sharpen every sense. Yet in that very moment, you realize your preparation matters. The shelter protects not only the body, but also the mind, allowing you to remain calm until dawn arrives. And when the first light filters through the canopy, the forest slowly awakens. Morning mist settles gently over the ground, hiding the traces of a long and stressful night. Stepping out of the shelter and looking back at the finished structure brings not only relief, but a quiet pride. In the vast wilderness, humans can still create safety for themselves with knowledge, patience, and courage. In today's video, I'll take you through that entire journey, from entering the untouched forest, choosing the site, digging the shelter, setting defensive stakes, to enduring a tense night surrounded by the sounds of wild boars. Every step is a real survival lesson for anyone who loves exploring nature. If you enjoy authentic adventures, hand-built shelters deep in the forest, and the thrill of facing the wild, don't forget to stay until the end. Like the video, and subscribe so you won't miss future survival journeys. And now, let's begin the journey of building an underground shelter with defensive stakes, where every shovel strike, every piece of wood, and every decision could determine survival in a forest filled with aggressive wild boars. From the moment the first strike breaks into the damp forest soil, this journey is no longer just an idea, it becomes a real test against the wilderness. Each layer of earth removed brings progress, but also less time before darkness falls. In the forest, light disappears quickly, and once night takes over, unfinished work becomes far more dangerous. Every movement must be decisive, conserving energy while ensuring the shelter's strength. The depth of the pit is measured so the body can lie comfortably while still allowing airflow. The walls are compacted with clay mixed with decayed leaves for natural durability, a simple technique used for generations by people living near forests. The floor is slightly sloped so rainwater cannot collect, because even a small puddle can turn a survival night into a freezing risk. In this environment, staying dry can be just as important as staying warm. As the main chamber nears completion, the most critical phase begins, establishing the outer defense. Young tree trunks are carefully selected, strong, straight, and free from rot. Each is sharpened with a blade and angled outward to form a natural defensive ring. The spacing is balanced, not too dense to waste time, not too wide to leave gaps. It is a compromise between limited human strength and the need for complete safety through the night. While working, the surrounding forest holds an uneasy silence. Sometimes a distant branch snaps, or soil appears freshly disturbed, familiar signs that wild boars have passed through. These traces force every movement to become faster and more precise. There is no room for mistakes when you are alone in a place where humans are not the rulers. Once the defensive stakes are finished, an extra layer of dry leaves and small branches is scattered outside to mask the scent of fresh wood. This small detail is crucial, because wild animals are far more sensitive to smell than we imagine. The fewer human traces remain, the lower the chance of discovery. Survival is often not about strength, but about the ability to blend into the environment. The sun now touches the horizon, painting the forest in deep orange tones. Time is running out. The roof is formed from parallel logs, covered with soil and leaves for insulation and camouflage. A small air vent remains on the sheltered side, enough for airflow, but hidden from light. Everything must be finished before darkness claims the forest completely. When the final light disappears, I crawl inside the newly completed shelter. The space is small, yet far warmer than outside. Wind is blocked by thick earth, leaving only faint echoes of the night forest through the vent. A tiny fire is lit carefully, just enough to warm tired hands after hours of labor. In that moment, exhaustion slowly gives way to a rare sense of security. But the forest night is never truly peaceful.